Hi everyone, I'm Nathan, and today we have some more blue-white-red Geist. First I want to say, as always, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for commenting on my videos. It really means a lot when you guys take time out of your day to like a video or subscribe or comment, and I want you to know that I greatly appreciate it. So we're going to be, like I said, running blue-white-red Geist today with some minor tweaks. If you don't already know the deck, I did a more in-depth deck tech, and I'll go ahead and put a link in the video. I'm going to guess maybe, I don't know, somewhere around here. And go ahead and click on that if you want to see it in more depth. But we made a couple of changes. Junk has been pretty prevalent in the meta, so we're going to bring back one of my favorite creatures, Thundermaw Hellkite. Alright, we're going to show those Lingering Soul tokens who's boss. We're going to give him a try, and we're also going to make some changes here in the sideboard. We're going to try a Shatterstorm over Anger of the Gods, and this little piece of tech is from, again, Larry Swayze. He actually posted these changes. I think the Thundermaw Hellkite makes sense. I've never heard of Pulse of the Fields, but I'm willing to give it a try. And of course, you know, Shatterstorm is good. I don't really, you know, I think we can get by without Anger of the Gods. If I think back to the last tournament I played, which was TCG Players States, I can't remember if I got much value out of Anger or not. Actually, I think I did, oddly enough, against Infect one game. But I'm willing to give this configuration a try. What was I going to say? Oh, you know, I don't think I ever really talked about TCG Player States. I almost made top 8. I kind of had some poor tie breaks. One of my last matches, I played my good friend Alex, and he ended up having to go to the airport right after that to pick up a friend. So he dropped. I don't think that helped. But what I did feel like was a success and a testament to what the deck is capable of, I had a 71% game win percentage. And I think that's pretty high. I was pretty happy with that. But anyway, let's not delay too long. Let's get into some games here. Alright, there's already a person in the modern queue. Let's try to jump in. Ooh, I want to make sure I have this deck selected. Yep, blue-white-red Geist. Let's try to jump in this queue here and see what we're facing. Of course we want to play first. Okay, so it'd be great if we have a Geist, but we don't. However, we have a removal spell, a creature, a Remand. We get to play a Celestial Colonnade first, and we also have Keranos, which is our plan. So we're not going to mulligan this hand. We're going to keep it. And hopefully we will not be the victim of hand disruption spells. Let's play out our Colonnade, and we will pass the turn back to our opponent. We're going to follow up Celestial Colonnade, obviously, with Arid Mesa. If we need to, we can... It looks like we're going to. You know, I was going to say we can just go ahead and bolt the bird. We could even Helix it right now. But I'm kind of tempted to just... Because we're trying to work towards Keranos and we're trying to work towards Restoration Angel, I think I'm actually happy enough to crack this for a mountain. And then Remand essentially whatever he plays, just to buy us a little bit more time and get us a little bit further ahead. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get the mountain and Remand this Kitchen Finks. There's really no reason to play any of these other lands. We'll go ahead and play this Colonnade. At his upkeep, we are going to, I guess we're going to bolt the bird. I suppose we could have actually played like the other Arid Mesa and played a bolt and a Helix next turn. But we're going to play a bolt instead of the Helix because it's cheaper, and if we draw into a Snapcaster Mage later, it will be easier to get it out of the graveyard than Helix. So we'll go ahead and bolt his bird. And we don't have any other interactions, so after this we'll just pass priority. Our opponent's... Okay, I was going to say maybe he's Not sure what he was going to be contemplating. I was going to say Court of Calling, but that's 3 green to activate, so we couldn't get anything with it. So I expect to see the Kitchen Finks, and I think we're pretty fine with that. So we're definitely going to just play out our island, and our plan is to end step, Restoration Angel, untap, and play a Keranos, and see if we can take the game away with that. You know, I suppose we could Flash and Restoration Angel block. This is probably a better play, because if we block, he gains a little life. We don't really care about that. But that means his Kitchen Finks is now has a persist token, so he's going to have to, you know, if he happens to play a pod or something, he can't then sack it and keep the Kitchen Finks. So I think that this is a better line to just go ahead and play it and block. Again, not really too worried about the life gain here. So if he happens to play Birthing Pod and get rid of Kitchen Finks, then it was definitely the play. Or I'll just play Ranger. Well, we're still on that plan. 19, he's at 23. We're going to start being able to crank out damage with Keranos. We also have a Helix. I think I'm fine to attack. We can start getting in there, I believe. Okay, let's play our Keranos. Pass turn back. So I think it's pretty unlikely that he has a way to deal with this now. So we're going to start very quickly generating value. And our plan right now is to use Keranos and this burn spell and our creature and a Celestial Colonnade to just start racing him, essentially. Lightning Helix is particularly good here because when we play it, it's going to reset, you know, a good portion of one of his attacks. And our life totals are actually in parity. And even though he has 2 creatures and was able to tutor some up, I feel like with this Keranos on the board, we're doing better than he is. Now, I will say I do feel like I'm a little rusty. I haven't played much in the last month. I kind of took a bit of a break. I guess actually we may want to hold up removal for this Kitchen Finks, or if we get one from a Keranos trigger, because I guess if he puts let's see, actually, you know, he even if he, so we're just going to draw another card. Super cool. Clique is good. We'll probably play that at his end step. What I was going to say is, even if he sacks this Kitchen Finks, he's going to be unable to, like if he was to play Melira and sack this Kitchen Finks, it's not going to come back. Okay, so let's just play out a fetch land. Let's get an attack in here. And we're gonna draw step with Vendilion Clique. Now he can reset this Kitchen Finks, like if he has a Gavany Township or a Gavany in his hand, which we will see. And see, we want to keep a red up and a white. If he has a Gavany in his hand, which we'll be able to take a look at, he can reset Kitchen Finks, which you don't want him to do, but in response to the Gavany trigger, we can just Lightning Helix and finish it off. Let's see. Reveler could be kind of a pain. Eternal Witness gets back a bird and a land. He has an Abrupt Decay, so we can kill our Vendilion Clique. But I think we want to get rid of... Let's see, actually, Shikma also gets rid of our... Unfortunately, whatever we put down, whatever we tuck with this Vendilion Clique trigger, he can't get back with an Eternal Witness. He doesn't have a lot in his graveyard right now. Restoration Angel and Revelark will trade. So Abrupt Decay takes care of Vendilion Clique. Shriekmaw can take care of Restoration Angel. Revelark can actually also block... Revelark can also block our Celestial Colonnade, and it allows him to just get extra value. I feel like we just want to get rid of Revelark. I think that's one of his better top-end spells. Plus, with Keranos, we should be able to draw into some more answers. I really want to send this in response to the Sin Collector. I really want to send Lightning Helix to his face to further reduce his life total, but I'm a little bit worried about him drawing into a Kitchen Finks. About him drawing into a Gavany and resetting this Kitchen Finks. So I think, he can get back to Kitchen Finks with Eternal Witness, actually. Let's just... He has enough. Let's see. He can make a black and a green. He can make. So yeah, he can abrupt decay. Well, he can abrupt decay to kill one of our guys. I'm just trying to think of how much damage we can push through. He can abrupt decay one of our guys, but both of those spells cost black, and he only has one black open. We're not going to gain any creature that we try to kill. He'll probably just sack with his Viscera Seer. We won't gain any life. Let's just hope. You know what? We're just going to try to be aggressive and just send this at his face. Okay, we're going to get a Steam Vents. Alright, now we're hoping for like a Helix. That'd be sweet. It's not as good. But we do get to draw another card, which happens to be another land. So let's play this in Moorland Haunt. Okay, so we're at 10. He can do 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 next turn. We have him on a we have him on a faster clock. So we're just going to go ahead and let's see. We are going to animate blue, white, for... Yeah, okay, so we don't have enough mana to animate and make a Moorland Haunt token with our Vendilion Clique. So we're just going to pay the 5 and animate here. Bash for 7. Okay, so he has that Shriekmaw, so he can kill our Restoration Angel this turn. But if we basically, with Colonnade, if we hit anything, if we don't hit a land with Keranos, then we represent lethal next turn. Okay, so we knew that was going to happen. So now he's dead if Keranos hits anything that's not a land. Oh, you know what? He may have be able to play a little flying blocker. Yeah, I think he's gonna get a bird. To block. So okay, so we send this 3 at the face. We attack with Colonnade. Unfortunately, the bird blocks. If we kill the bird, we can attack with Colonnade, but unfortunately we don't have enough to do lethal damage. We're dead to an attack, obviously. We're at 2 here. It's too bad that wasn't a removal spell. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Pretty close. Okay, well, we'll just concede here. Well, let's see. I guess if we play out Geist of St. Traft, yeah, we're dead. Yeah, there's too many dudes. Okay, so let's try the next game. Oh man, I can't even remember what I want to bring in against Pod. I think I went Batterskull. I think Thundermaw Hellkite's fine. It punched through his flyers. We definitely want our Magma Sprays, and I think we don't want Remand. We want Aven Mindcensor. Let's see. I think it might also include taking out Vendilion Clique. You know, I have it written down in my phone. If you'll bear with me, guys, I try. It's been a little while since I've played competitively. Like I said, I've been taking a break to do family stuff like that. I want to say it's been a month. I don't know if you can hear my family, but it sounds like they're singing some kind of song or just making noise. I don't know. Let's see. Pod. Well, we don't have the Anger anymore, but it includes the Aven Mindcensors, the Magma Spray, the Batterskull, and out with the Remands and Vendilion Cliques. So yeah, so we don't want Clique. Do we have anything else in here that might be useful? I don't think so. I mean, we could always like bring in a Counterflux, I suppose. That might counter something. I mean, Vendilion Clique does fly though. I guess we'll just leave in 1 Clique. Let's give this a try. We'll play first. This hand's not really what we want. We really want to kill him. The deck also runs enough lands that we're going to draw into them, so we're going to be a little land heavy. That being said, we do have 3 removal spells, and one of them is a Magma Spray, so while this isn't really the kind of hand that I want to keep, I'm not entirely sure that I can mull into a better 6. This deck isn't known for being the best at mulligans, so let's just keep it, and hopefully we'll draw into some spells that help us kill him. So if he goes turn 1 birds, we're definitely going to save the Magma Spray. We'll just go ahead and play Arid Mesa, get a mountain, and play a Lightning Helix. Now I pressed F6, which means I just pass priority. I don't want to respond to anything, so as soon as our opponent does something, we can play Magic. His start is a little slow. I'm just going to go ahead and get this Colonnade play out of the way. See, as I said, you know, we're going to draw into lands. The deck runs 25. Thoughtseize, not ideal. He's probably looking at that Magma Spray and thinking, oh, I want to take that, but I also want to take your Helix. And yeah, that's unsurprising. That's interesting. Although I still think the right play is to just Helix this, because that means next turn he won't have enough mana to play a Birthing Pod and a thing. Birthing Pod is 4, but it is 3 and a Phyrexian mana. So next turn he plays a land, he can play a Birthing Pod, but that's it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to save that Aven Mindcensor for when we believe we can get him with a Birthing Pod activation. Alright, so let's play another fetch land and pass the turn. So I'm going to guess he's going to go like Kitchen Finks and then you little bastard. And by bastard, I meant, you know, you opponent. thinking out loud. I think here we just want to play our Aven Mindcensor out and make him deal with that. It'll kind of nullify his Birthing Pod until he deals with that. Now, the other potential play is if he did play a Kitchen Finks, we had the potential in response to the life gain trigger, we could have Snapcaster Mage Magma Sprayed it, which would have been pretty cool. I didn't mean to pass priority there. Let's see, 4. Yeah, we'll just play this tapped. We could always wait till after combat, but whatevs. So Thoughtseize has actually hurt his life quite a bit. So if he doesn't deal with our Aven Mindcensor, which I think he will, but if he doesn't, then we're representing 6. It's going to be very tempting at the end of this turn to fire off a Helix to put him to 9, and then an attack, a successful attack from a Colonnade and an Aven Mindcensor will put him at 3, which means he's dead to any burn spell. Now, against Pod, that's not always as... that doesn't always stick quite as well because they can just Kitchen Finks some life back, but it's definitely something to consider. You know, with Pod, you always want to be thinking about like, I need to kill them, because they have a better end game than we do. I mean, it's just unfortunate. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. So let's get let's see, a double red, another blue spell, a bunch of blue. I think we'll just get a Sacred Foundry. Now, let's see. We can put him at 8. I don't really know if it's going to do anything. I feel like he probably has a Kitchen Finks waiting in the wings. He clearly is kind of hurting on land though, so you know, maybe we hope he, let's see, if we take him to 11, 10, 9, 8 and then attack with Colonnade, he's at 4. Let's say he does have a Kitchen Finks, that puts him up to 6, so then he's still not dead to another Colonnade attack. But I think we're just going to try to go for the win here. If he doesn't gain life, then that's good for us. You know what? We're just going to jam Geist. Our opponent seems to still be stuck on 3 lands. I would assume that he would have just played it out immediately. Well, he just couldn't deal with that. Does not look like our opponent had the greatest of draws. Okay, so configuration, Aven Mindcensor seems... I'm fine with all of this. We'll just keep the configuration the way we have it. Geist of St. Traft, Batterskull, a couple Path to Exiles. This seems like a pretty fair hand to keep against Pod. Our plan is to, if we can, hold up our Path to Exiles, obviously for the creatures that have Persist, and hopefully we'll be able to use them in a way that allows us to punch Geist through. Obviously, it would be less than ideal to get Thought Seized here, but it could happen. As far as mana, I think our plan is pretty simple. We're probably looking at getting a... I think with this Scalding Tarn, we probably just want to get a Hallowed Fountain. That way we can have a path available if we need it. But really we don't want to use them. I mean, we do want to use them, but we want to use them in support of getting damage through with Geist. Alright, let's get that Hallowed Fountain. I don't think it really matters at this point. I'm wondering if there's a way that we can get this Aven Mindcensor into play and then begin pathing his creatures. I'm not really worried about taking 2 from the Voice, and he can't, if he plays a Birthing Pod next turn, he can't sack the Voice also. So let's just pass. I might be a little greedy to try to make that interaction work, but it would be great. Another Thoughtseize. Alright, so... it's likely that... I mean, we're not going to give him... I'm going to let him choose. He's got a lot of choices here. He's got a Batterskull, a Geist, an Aven Mindcensor, 2 paths. He's got a lot to think about. So I'm going to let him choose, and I'm not going to fire off anything in response because I don't want him to get a Voice token. I do not... This definitely doesn't seem like an easy decision for our opponent. Alright, well our opponent seems to be a little short on mana. We're just going to play out one of our Ghost Quarters, make white, blue, and play Geist of St. Traft. So it's too bad we lost Aven Mindcensor, but I mean, we have a Geist on board now. we're 2 turns away from being able to play a Batterskull, and we have 2 Path to Exile, so I feel pretty good about what's in our hand. Looks like our opponent found that 3rd land. So losing a path was sad, but maybe we'll draw into a removal spell for that Sin Collector. That's what we want. We run plenty of it. We really want to draw into like a bolt. A Helix. We could even do with an Electrolyze. That's not what we want. So let's see, if we just attack with, you know, we could just go ahead and, we could just path his voice, get that out of here. Let Sin Collector block Geist of St. Traft, get 4 damage in, put him to 10, click him on his draw step, take whatever thing he has, and then the next turn we get to play Batterskull. That seems like a reasonable plan. So let's give that a try. We're just gonna get a Plains. We'll go ahead and Path Voice. Push 4 damage through with Geist. And then draw step, Vendilion Clique our opponent. Birthing Pod, Revelark, Scavenging Ooze. We'll get rid of the Revelark. So our opponent's on Gavany, Birthing Pod, and what was it? Gavany. So that's what he still has in his hand. Gavany, Pod, and Ooze. So he played the Ooze. So we're going to untap, swing for 3, play Batterskull. Attack with our Clique here. And we are going to just play out Batterskull. Now, if he didn't have a... I'm kind of just... If he attacks with Scavengers, I think I'm fine to just block with the Germ token. He's going to pump with Sin Collector and let it die. But unless he has a removal spell, we're going to put... we're going to put Batterskull on this Vendilion Clique. He has 2 cards in hand. He played a Gavany. So he's got a Pod, I guess, and something we don't know. I mean, I'm assuming he's going to attack. And if we say, oh, we're not going to block, I don't think we really gain anything there. He gets damaged through, we don't gain any life, and we're just probably going to... I guess in that case, if he attacks, then maybe we don't equip, because we're going to get through for the same damage anyway, and there's a chance that he could, you know, that he has a removal spell to kill one of them. He may even have... I don't know if they play Slaughter Pact, but if he does, he can't even kill the Germ. Now, one thing to think about is, let's say he doesn't attack, he could very much be intending... Okay, so we know now that he has a Birthing Pod. You know, I think with Noble Hierarch, he can sack... Okay, I thought he would sack Noble Hierarch. I was going to say, I think he can sack Noble Hierarch and get that guy that destroys an artifact, but I guess he wasn't interested in that. So he's at 7, and we can attack for 7. Oh, I think he meant to do something... Yeah, because he... Oh, he didn't gain life off Sin Collector. He forgot to eat that. I think. But we're going to just play this guy out and equip. Let's see, what did he say? I'm not sure what his plan was. Let's see. He probably fetched something different. It doesn't really matter. Maybe he meant to get a different creature. But what I assumed he was going to do is he was at 7. He attacked with Scavenging Ooze. If he'd eaten Sin Collector, he would have gone to 8, and we would not have been able to swing back for lethal. But as it turns out, he didn't do that. I didn't even catch that he missed it, so we were able to deal lethal damage. Little misplay by our opponent. He may have also had a better play with the fetch. We clearly had I was going to say misplay. What did we misplay? I was about to mention it. I'm sure I had a couple of misplays, but you know what? We beat Birthing Pod, and that's great. So yeah, so thanks for watching. I think I have another match in me, so we will play some more Magic. I'll see you guys soon.